Hello friend, I'm Samedi back with new tutorial video regarding RCC code. So today we'll start from this nominal cover. We'll start from this nominal cover to reinforcement 26.4.1. Nominal cover is the design depth concrete over all steel reinforcement including link. It is the dimension used in design and indicate in drawing it shall not less than diameter of bar. Nominal cover means yesterday I draw this picture, so again I draw this picture. That distance is say nominal cover. Why this nominal cover will we provide? Because of durability. In next clause that will say nominal cover to meet durability requirement. Minimum value for the nominal cover of normal weight aggregate concrete which should be provided to all reinforcement including link depending on the condition of exposure. Exposure means mild, moderate, severe, very severe and extreme. So we provide the nominal cover as per exposure condition and will provide this nominal cover because maintaining or requirement of durability. Clear why we provide nominal cover? Okay. However, for longitudinal reinforcement, column nominal cover shall in any case not less than 40 mm. So for column not less than 40 mm. You can say greater than equal to 40 mm. Okay. In case of diameter of such bar, in the case of column, minimum dimension 200 mm, whose reinforcement bar do not exceed 12 mm, that is particular way the nominal cover 25. Suppose this is 300, this is 200. Okay, this is 200. So in this scenario, if we provide the 12 mm bar, in that situation we may provide 25 mm rod, 25 mm nominal distance or nominal cover instead of 40. Particular this situation. For footing minimum cover is 50 mm. So for footing or foundation greater than equal to 50. Okay. Nominal cover to meet specified period of fire resistance. This is point number 2. So one is durability. Second is your fire resistance. Actually, this fire resistance comes under one kind of durability. Anyway, minimum value of nominal cover of normal weight aggregate concrete to be provided all reinforcement and link made specified 16a. So we'll see what is given in 16a. Requirement of reinforcement for structural minimum for beam tension reinforcement. Minimum area tension reinforcement shall not less than. So you are doing a beam. So minimum reinforcement that is equal to AS by BD 0.85 Fy. 0.85 Fy. Okay. AS is your area of steel, B is your breadth, D means effective depth. If I say capital D, that means it is the overall depth. Okay. So A is equal to minimum area of tension reinforcement, B is the breadth, D is the effective depth, Fy is the characteristic strength. Suppose you take the Fe 415, then Fy value 415, Fe 500, Fy is the 500, 550, so that is Fe 550. Okay, so I hope that will clear. Now we'll talk about the table number 16. That is the condition, that is the exposure condition. I write here. So mild minimum 20, moderate minimum 30, severe 45, very severe 50, extreme. In this way, water collision or face with the water increasing, that is why nominal cover increasing. For main reinforcement of 12 mm diameter, mild exposure nominal cover may be reduced by 5 mm. Suppose you using the 12 mm diameter, in that case 20 become 15, but more than 12 mm it will be 20. Unless specified otherwise, actual concrete should not require very very severe reduced 5 mm may be made where concrete grade is M35 and above. M35 above means it is called M35 comes under the design mix. In design mix, the quality control is better. Quality control is better that means there are good compressible or good for resistance for fire, good for that durability. So in that scenario, we can say margin 5 mm is the reduction factor. Okay. This is the 16A table. So for the fire resistance for beam, slab, ribs and column, they are provided the nominal cover. Now we will talk about the compression reinforcement. Okay, the maximum area of compression reinforcement shall not be exceed 0.4 b. For beam, maximum reinforcement tension as well as compression, it is 0.04 bd. In compression 0.04 bd. Look one thing here, D is the capital. D capital means this is the overall depth. So be careful. Small d is your effective depth. Capital D is your total depth. Now we talk about the site reinforcement. Site reinforcement will provide when depth is more than 750 mm, equal more than 750 mm, then what we do? 0.1% of the reinforcement will provide side, one side and another side too. This shown 0.05%, this shown 0.05%. Okay. 1% variability shall be distributed equally on the two phase. Equally means 0.05, 0.05. Okay. Spacing not exceeding 300 mm. Okay. Or wave thickness whichever less. So generic term 300 mm. Okay. Transverse reinforcement in the beam. The transverse reinforcement beam shall be taken around the outermost tension and compression bar. Okay. Maximum spacing for shear reinforcement. For shear reinforcement, the spacing should be 0.75 d vertical for vertical stirrup and inclined stirrup at 45 degree. So for vertical stirrup 0.75 d. If the stirrup is 45 degree angle, then the spacing should be maximum spacing should be just d. So this is very important. Please underline this clause. Now we will talk about the minimum shear reinforcement. So previously we talked about the minimum and maximum for main reinforcement. Now we talk about the minimum and maximum about shear reinforcement. So minimum reinforcement for shear reinforcement is this ASP by BSP by 0.4 by 0.81 FI. But here one thing is important. Suppose you are using the AP550 for steel bar, I mean for shear reinforcement, not 600, but still FY should be 415. That means ASP by BSP greater than equal to 0.4, 0.87 FY. That whole part is constant. Okay. So if you do some variation, then ASP greater than equal to BSP. SB is the spacing, B is the breadth. Okay. So, okay. Where the maximum shear stress calculated less than half permissible value. Okay. Distribution of torsion reinforcement. either 300 mm, otherwise this. Reinforcement flange T and L beam not required. Okay, anyway, longitudinal reinforcement shall be placed as close per practical to the corner of the cross section all case. There shall be at least one longitudinal bar in each corner of the tie when the cross-section dimension of the member exceed 450 mm. Additional longitudinal bars shall be provided to satisfy the requirement of minimum reinforcement slab. Minimum reinforcement should be 0.15 and 0.12. When 0.15, if you use the mild steel 0.15. For HYSD 0.12, but right now we are not using the MS, so we use this in our site. So 0.12 is applicable. Exam point of view, you have to remember two things because here they do some tricks. Okay, now we talk about the columns. Minimum 0.8%, maximum 6%. This is small. Any column has larger cross-section area that requires support load minimum percentage steel based concrete required resistance. The minimum number of longitudinal bar column shall be 4 in rectangular, 6 in circular. 4 means this. Circular means this. Either you here or otherwise you may provide here. In this way you will do the circular. This is for your rectangular or square, whatever you will as you wish. A reinforcement concrete column having helical reinforcement shall at least 6 bar of longitudinal reinforcement. So if you provide the helical reinforcement instead of the ring, then minimum 6 bars. In helical reinforcement, longitudinal shall be in contact. In helical reinforcement around inner spacing should be 300 mm. In case pedestrian, the strength not less than 0.15% of the cross-section area. Now we talk about the transverse reinforcement. Transverse reinforcement is a reinforcement concrete compression member shall be transverse or helical reinforcement or disposed every longitudinal. The effective lateral support in given the transverse reinforcement either the form of circular ring, the angle should be 135. That is the main thing. Arrangement of transverse reinforcement. If the longitudinal bar are not spaced more than 75 mm on either side, transverse reinforcement need only go round corner and alternate bar. If the longitudinal bar space distance not exceeding 48 times of the diameter to tie in two directions, additional longitudinal bar between these bars need to be tied one direction. Okay. Where the longitudinal bar in a compression member are grouped, the transverse reinforcement for compression member hole may be provided. Assumption no need of requirement. Yes, now talk about pitch. What is the pitch value? The least lateral dimension, the compression member. Suppose you use this 200 by 300. So least lateral dimension equal to your 200 mm. Okay. And that is 16 times the smallest diameter. Suppose you're using 12 bar, here 16 bars. So least diameter 16 times of. So here's suppose this is your 10. Here this is 16. Say so 10 into 16 because 10 is the smallest. So 116. 3 plus 300 mm. The pitch of transverse reinforcement shall not be more than the least following. So within this, any of one is less. That will be ultimate answer. So in that case, 160 is the minimum. So spacing should be 160 mm center to center. Diameter. The diameter of the polygonal links lateral tie shall be not less than 1/4 the diameter of the largest longitudinal bar. So अगर मान लो you do a polygonal links, so in that case that polygonal links d equal to 1/4 of phi means using the column main reinforcement. Now helical reinforcement. Pitch. Helical reinforcement shall be regular formation. Helix. Here is one thing is important. The pitch of helical turn shall not more than 75 mm, and the core diameter of the column not less than 25 mm, not less than 3 times of the diameter of the steel bar forming the helix. And last we talk about the expansion joint, structure in which marked change in planned dimension take place abruptly shall be provided with the expansion joint. So when we shall expansion joint, here there is told expansion joints shall be provided that the necessary movement occur with a minimum resistance at joint. Suppose chance of movement is high, so we not provide the expansion joint because it is risky. Where the chance of movement is less, there we should provide the expansion joint because our priority is safety. Our priority is safety. The structure adjacent to the joint should preferably support a separate column or wall, but not necessarily on separate formation. Reinforcement shall not extend across an expansion joint break. The detail the length structure where no whether normally structures exceeding 45 mm length are designed with one or more expansion joint. However, in view of large number of factors involved deciding the location, so that is the place where where state government asks you the question. 45 mm. So yeah, this is all about this video regarding cover, I mean nominal cover. Why we use the nominal cover? Because durability resistance. Then we talk about the minimum main reinforcement criteria, maximum main reinforcement criteria for beam, slab, column, as well as we talk about the cover for the slab, beam, footing, column. Then we talk about the minimum shear reinforcement. Then talk about the spacing, and then we talk about the minimum and maximum column long joint reinforcement, and we talk about the helical reinforcement. So yeah, this is all about this video. So in next video we talk about the next part of the IS456. Till now, thank you for watching this video. If you find some value from this video, so do share, comment, subscribe, and definitely share it with your groups or share with your friends. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. We'll meet you soon, very soon.